Hello and welcome to the Nwins Motors YouTube channel, and quite possibly the Total Kitcar YouTube channel. We do a lot of things that we share, and this particular series is loosely related to the History File series that we've done in collaboration with TotalKitcar.com. Now, what Steve did with the history file was to look at marks and individual models from the kit cars past. But what I'm aiming to do with this series is to cover some of the cars that shone very, very brightly for a very, very short time, looked like something might happen, and then disappeared almost as soon as they arrived. If you like, the nearlies, the wannabes, the possibles, the ones that maybe deserved a little bit more, or the ones that you're in no doubt as soon as you see them why they didn't go any further. But we'll call these one-hit wonders, or as I call them, these are the Kitcar shorts.
Hi, welcome to the Total Kitcar YouTube channel. My name's Steve Holt, editor of TotalKitcar.com and TKC Mag. Welcome along to the History File series with a difference. We're trialling a new type of short video, shall we say. We're going to be looking at cars, worthy cars, quirky cars, unusual cars that don't, for whatever reason, justify a full video, be that the company wasn't around for very long, or there's other reasons that they didn't sell many cars, that sort of stuff. But maybe a car that is notable or noteworthy for whatever reason and justifies a 5-minute video. So this is what History Files lights all about. Going to kick off this one's the Kestrel. There's many names in the kit car industry that have been used time and time again. If in doubt, let's call it a Phoenix. If in doubt, let's call it a Kestrel. If in doubt, let's call it, oh God knows what, a Scorpion or something. Names have been done to death. But anyway, this was a little Kestrel. It was a pretty little Kestrel as well. It was a very nice little car. Came to public notice in about 1984. Company was called ISS, although they traded as Protoflight, or they Protoflight and they traded as ISS car company. ISS could have stood for Iredale, after the man who created the car, Peter Iredale, and it might have Sports Special, ISS car company. But the group behind it was a company called Protoflight. They were involved in light aircraft and general light aviation. Hence the name, I suppose. They were based in Gillingham in Dorset. I didn't say Gillingham. That's in Kent, and people in Dorset get very upset if you refer to Gillingham as Gillingham. I've learnt that by my own error. Anyway, pretty car, probably better than it needed to be. I reckon, and other people reckon, it was let down by the fact that it was based on Beetle mechanicals. Now, there's nothing wrong with a Beetle donor. Goodness knows how many thousands have been used over the years. But for that type of car, it probably wasn't the best to have a Beetle engine hanging out the back and floor pan and such like air-cooled engine. It was a really pretty little sort of traditional roadster type affair that regardless of the donor, was beautifully built. I mean, I've seen Iredale described as a perfectionist, and I think he certainly was. Meticulously made subframes, ultra thick but very good quality, double skinned fiberglass one-piece body and doors, and it had a work of art chromed brass windscreen frame. And as I said, might sound a bit facetious, but actually very genuine. It was probably too good for what it needed to be. For whatever reason, Iredale probably realised he wasn't going to sell thousands of them, and by sort of late 1985 he pushed it off to another company, a Scottish company called Fez. And I always smile when I say Fez, because I always think of the legendary comedian Tommy Cooper for whatever reason. Well, he wore a fez, didn't he? But I don't know why that particularly reminds me of him. But I don't know. I can't remember. Don't know. Whatever what FES stood for, but it certainly had Forsyth in it. I think the F was Forsyth. Probably now thinking about it, FES stood for Forsyth Engineering Services, and I think that's almost definitely what it was. Interrogating the old grey matter. Stan Forsyth, they were in Scotland. He was a nice chap. I drove one of his cars. I don't know if it was one he acquired from Peter Iredale, or whether it was one that he built himself, but I certainly drove one. We had an action day in 1987 in Knock Hill, and he's one of the manufacturers that turned up. A very nice little car. As I said, beautifully built. A little bit pedestrian in performance, but we'll explain why that was. Old Stan carried on until about 1989. It's widely regarded, or widely believed, really, that car it was a stayer, and it's widely believed that was the end of it. But it did actually have a sort of a final flourish. Well, it wasn't really a flourish, but it had a final Part 3 chapter to its existence when a company called Info Britain, one word, who are based in Haydock in Merseyside, trading as Cartel. They were called Cartel. They weren't run by a cartel, but I don't think they were. And I think the guy behind that company was called Roger Relf, and his business partner was Alan McElroy. And they had a go for about 5 minutes. But I do believe that Fez sold the most of them. I've seen various figures bandied around. It was nothing earth-shattering, unfortunately. In its 6 years of existence, I think anything between 12 and 15. I last saw one. I was thinking about this earlier. I last saw one about 15 years ago. I haven't seen one since. So that maybe tells you how little there were on the road, originally. If you got one, I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to see it, and I'd like to do a feature on it. So anyway, that's the story of this Kestrel. Hope you enjoyed that. If you got this far, if you could hit subscribe if you haven't already, because it really helps the channel, and it's free to do so. And if you could hit the like button, I nearly said light. If you could hit the like button, I would be very grateful for that as well. I look forward to welcoming you next time. Thanks for giving up a little 6.5 minutes of your day, and I hope you enjoyed it. Speak to you soon. See you soon. Thank you.